Hello and welcome back to the podcast. If you have been tuning in for a really long time, then you know that this podcast that I've created, I update pretty regularly. I think there was maybe one really long stint that I didn't post episodes there. And you know, because you've been tuning in, that I have taken a couple of weeks through the last probably 3 or 4 weeks and I haven't been able to post episodes quite as often and frequently as I typically do, and there is a reason for that, and I want to touch on that in this episode. I'm not going to go into the whole story because I think that's another episode in and of itself. However, I am going to be speaking to the reason why I have had quite a few weeks of no episodes being published, and why I am back in the car when I'm recording episodes now. So for those of you who know and you've been following me on Instagram, you have seen that my daughter has been diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. And so the reason why I haven't been able to produce quite as many episodes and post quite as much as I want to on the podcast is because I am in the hospital 80% of the time with my daughter, helping her fight leukemia. And so it's put quite a little stress on my ability to post and publish and create, because we really have no idea how she's going to respond. So the points in time that I am going to be able to record a podcast are more than likely back in the car. I do get about 20% of the week to myself, which is great. I have a fantastic support system of family members who are there for me to help me, go home and sleep in my own bed, or, go out and grab a coffee or go to the grocery store if I need to, so that I can also incorporate normal routine things into my week, because you don't realize how much those normal things make you happy until you go and do normal things again when you've been staying in the hospital for over a week. So I am lucky enough that I do get 20% of my time, and I am also going to maximize my time of this time. So right now I'm on my way to go fill up the car with gas, to go to the bank, and to also grab coffee before I have to go back to the hospital. And so why not maximize my time by updating you and having an episode and, kind of letting you know what's been going on, because I do realize that I have not been able to post quite as frequently as I would like, especially it's been a whole year of me having the podcast. So I have been celebrating that I have been very consistent with the podcast for the last year, except for that one little stint there that I was away for a little while. And so I'm celebrating that I have been very consistent for the better part of the last year. And I am also finding myself in this, okay, now we start season 2 kind of mentality. And so, of course, naturally, season 2 would also come around the same time as my daughter's diagnosis. So I'm really actually super excited for this season, because basically what we're going to be covering, a lot of it is going to have to do with what I'm walking through right now with her diagnosis. And we just got our first hospital bill, and it's whether it's the mindset, like how I'm looking at the situation, how I'm handling the situation, how I'm looking at the bills that are coming in, how I'm making money, like all of those things are very relevant to what's going on in my life right now. And it's kind of very, I know a lot of people would say it's not opportune. However, I'm looking at it as it's a very opportune timing for all of these things to kind of happen, because now you get to come with me on the journey, and you get to hear the insides and outs, and you get to experience it like in your earballs right alongside with me. So I'm really excited for this next upcoming season, and I would encourage you to share this. This is like a trailer, I guess, episode, you could call it, for season 2. I would encourage you to share this episode because we're gonna dive deep into all of this. I'm gonna be talking about sales, especially because I have been making a lot of sales in my current position. Obviously, I want to transition that into my online business, and I also realize that it comes with a specific frame of mind that you want to make sure that you're carrying through with you, whether, like, no matter what aspect or area of your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whatever it may be, the frame of mind that I have been kind of, for lack of a better term, forced into is really important, especially in all of those other areas. And I noticed this, especially in the last week of being in the hospital, that I had that frame of mind in one area of my life in the past, and it didn't carry over to the other areas. And now it's, okay, how do we carry that over into the other area? How can we open up this perspective so that this can be the way that we interpret it, right? So I'm really excited about this upcoming season. I'm really excited about these upcoming episodes. If you're curious about anything at all, send me a DM on Instagram. I would be happy to address it on the podcast, and I would be happy to answer it as best as I possibly can in the episode that I dedicate to your question. And I've had so many questions in the last, she got diagnosed August 1st, 2024, and at the time of recording, it's August 25th, 2024. So in the last 25 days, I've gotten so many questions, and I can only imagine that there are probably so many more. So if you have one, just shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd be happy to create an episode dedicated to that question and really parse it out and really get as detailed as I possibly can with it. So thank you for tuning into this. This is a shorter episode, and thank you for sending me your questions in advance. And I'm really excited to start creating content on this journey because it's going to be wild. It already has been a roller coaster these past 25 days of treatment. So I am sure that the coming days and weeks and months are going to hold lots of stories, and they're going to hold lots of interesting events for themselves. So I can't wait to share that with you. I can't wait to share with you what I'm learning and what we're going through. And I'll talk to you soon.